Scrubs, right?
Well, the name of the podcast is Freedom and Scrubs.
The name of the podcast is Freedom and Scrubs. And it's really about creating a life on your terms, creating a life that feels good, that it doesn't have to be traveling the world or living in a van or whatever, but it's about not settling in your life, not staying stuck, because we feel like we went from being stuck and feeling settled to making very clear decisions and choices that have aligned with the life that we truly want to live now. And to us, that is total freedom. And so that's kind of what we want to share about, is like creating a life of freedom, creating a life of passion, creating a life that you love, not staying stuck in something that isn't serving you, like really breaking out of
your comfort zone.
Yeah, exactly. Breaking out of your comfort zone and living life that feels freaking amazing.
What is up? Welcome to the Freedom and Scrubs podcast. I'm Erran.
I'm Kim.
And together we are your favorite hilarious, real and raw,
and married, hello.
Yes, and married travel couple.
This is the show where we are going to take you behind the scenes and share all of our crazy stories, lessons, and experiences from living on the road for the past 7 years as healthcare travelers.
Yeah.
We pretty much lived out of a Jeep with our pug, Mimi LaRue.
Yeah. So let's get this show on the road. Get it
on
the road, because the show's about life on the road.
So clever.
Yes, the mic's on, babe. So this is episode number 1.
Woo!
Wow. Is it technically? I guess it's not technically episode number 1.
Well, this is kind of like an intro to one, but this is legit the first time that we've hit on the speaker, or what's it called? The mic. And we're like doing the damn thing.
Well, literally, if you guys even knew what it took to record this, it's...
Y'all have no idea.
You have no idea.
There's been tears, there's been cursing, there's been storms. Not like outdoors, but like storming out.
There's been a lot of slamming of doors.
Eye rolls, the works. But we are here.
Naps. Makeup sex.
It's been like a fully packed day. We've gone through like all the emotions of the day.
Yeah.
And now it's like 7 o'clock on a Saturday night. And we're sitting our butts back down and we're gonna do this.
Right. So I guess
all right.
Yes. For people that know us, they understand.
That's the norm.
Right? And they also understand that we do trainings, live trainings all the time. And so this is kind of like a weird dynamic that we can't just turn on a microphone and roll. Right.
We're used to visual video. Okay, let's back it up.
Yeah.
So
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the Freedom and Scrubs podcast. We're so happy you're here. Yeah. Yay, please don't leave.
Yes.
Please listen. Just listen.
Hang
Hear
tight.
us out for 5 minutes.
Yes.
This episode is basically going to be where, for those of you guys who don't know us, we're just going to share a little bit about who we are, what this podcast is going to be about, what you can expect, what we're going to talk about here, and also why we decided to start a podcast, because that's been like a wild adventure all on its own, right?
It really has. And that's, that kind of leads into it. So Kim and I are healthcare travelers. We travel in radiology. We are rad travelers. Yeah.
Hashtag rad travelers. I'm trying to like get momentum behind that. Like hashtag
rad
traveler.
I know, but the problem is Instagram is big with the hashtag rad traveler.
Rad traveler you can do.
Right.
Okay.
Anyway.
We're like travel nurses, but not.
Yeah.
Because everywhere we go, people are like, what do you do? And we tell them, they're like, oh, like a travel nurse. And we're like, yeah, exactly.
Yes, but not.
But we're not nurses.
Correct.
Okay, it's a whole thing.
So anyway, we have been on the road for 7 years. We've been traveling since 2012. And that has brought up a lot. We are actually leaders in the industry, so
in the travel healthcare industry.
Yes, thank you. But we do trainings, live trainings in Facebook groups, and we're speakers, and
we have an online course where we teach travelers
school.
Hashtag traveler school.
Check it out.
What is it? A plug? Is that what they call it?
It's we plugged in our first. Cool. I know. Watch out.
But yeah, we're healthcare travelers. That is our niche. That is our industry. That is our niche. Sorry. And we do a lot of trainings logistically to help travelers get started.
Yeah.
And so that's what we become known for. But what we really wanted to do with this podcast is to share a totally different side, kind of breaking away from the logistical stuff and all the specific trainings when it comes to healthcare, and talk more and dive more into the fun side of this wild and crazy travel life that we've been living.
Not only the fun side, I mean, when you're on the road for 7 years, a lot comes up. A lot has come up for us. And there's all these crazy stories, and we've always been storytellers. We've always loved telling stories. A lot of my buddies growing up used to say, Erran, you're going to be sitting on a stage with a swing, a freaking glass of whiskey, and you're just going to be telling stories. And it's funny that they said that.
It's like your dream.
It is my dream. It's like what I love to do. So all the other platforms that we've built, that we've had, are very logistical, very straightforward, and they don't allow for that story, inspiration, lessons to come out.
Right.
And this really does, and we want to share those with you.
Yeah, well, we started, side note, we started a YouTube channel because we love traveling, okay? We travel for work. We move around every 3 months to different cities, work in different hospitals. That's essentially what a healthcare traveler does, right? We take contracts all over. But in our free time, that's when things get really fun, and we take a lot of time off, and we travel the world, and we have all these wild and crazy adventures. Where was I going with that?
YouTube?
Oh, so we went to Southeast Asia for like 6 months, 2 years ago, I guess now. Mm-hmm. And we thought it would be really fun to make travel videos where we could share our adventures and we could vlog, and basically like our moms could watch it. Mm-hmm. That's kind of like what happened.
It was for our family.
Like my mom and like sister and like your grandma.
Yeah.
But we were like, wow, like we love YouTube. We love sharing our travel adventures. It was fun. We realized we loved being on camera. Like it was a whole thing. So then we started to like sit down and like tell stories on YouTube, and they ended up being like really long, and it was really awkward and uncomfortable because it was us staring at a camera, and we're like, I don't know if this is the right place for that.
Well, yeah, it's not
uncomfortable.
Well, I mean, and then we used to have a personal training business, and I used to want to give inspirational talks before workouts. And Kim's like, literally, it's not the place for that. Like, people don't want to come.
Wait, let me paint a picture, because they don't get it. Okay, we used to lead kettlebell. We love kettlebells, and we used to do these kettlebell circuits at parks all over the Bay Area. We lived there for a couple of years. We loved it. So we would get a group of people together. We would go out. Everybody's, like, pumped, like, ready to, like, you know, get their workout on. You know, and everybody knows with a workout, like, you just want to, like, get in and get it done, right? Like, you're ready. Erran would like blow a whistle.
No, I didn't have a whistle.
And like get everybody's attention. And then he would have like a sermon, and he would like, and it was great stuff. It was great stuff. It was inspiring. It was really great talks, but it's like wasn't the time or the place to like have a 30-minute pep talk, right? Like everybody's like, this is great, bud, but like I'm just trying to like work out right now, bro. Like I don't get what's happening.
I tried to mix it into the stretching. I did, but it just I didn't get the reactions I wanted. So to be honest with you, when Kim had that talk with me, we literally stopped personal training.
Yeah, because Aaron's like, well, screw this. I don't care about helping people work out. I just want to like tell them inspiring like stories and help them.
Right. So anywho.
Welcome to the podcast. This is where we're going to do that.
Absolutely. I mean, it's...
So basically, let's say like what they can kind of expect from the podcast, right? Okay. So basically what you can expect from this podcast is we are obviously storytellers. I think we've made that very clear. We like to tell stories, but we're not just going to be rambling on about our own stories, even though they're quite entertaining and pretty fun. But our intention is to share all of our crazy stories that we've had in the past 7 years of literally going from working full-time, being broke AF, having no money, no time off, owning a home, working 9 to 5s, working full-time, and just being in that grind to deciding like this isn't working for us anymore, and literally completely uprooting our life, selling everything we owned, selling our house, selling everything
literally
pretty much
everything.
We owned, unless it fit in our car.
Yeah.
And being nomads for the last 7 years and sharing
with no intention of stopping.
Yeah, we ain't settling down.
And
Settling down is like a buzzword for us that like gives us the creeps.
I think that's the big thing too, is again, like really hitting that point that we were literally newly married, trying to fit into the status quo of what everybody says you should do.
Right.
Buying the house, having the job, having the careers.
Right.
And being completely unfulfilled by that. Yep. And knowing that there was so much more. And being like, fuck it, I'm out.
Yeah. Like, we're out. And we had no idea what we were getting into. We had no clue what this life was going to lead to. We didn't know anybody else doing it, but we were just like, F it, let's go. And it was the best decision we've ever made. We've literally been living out of our Jeep. It used to be Camry. Now It's a Jeep for the past 7 years. And so the point of saying all of that was that over these 7 years, we have had so many stories, so many crazy adventures, so many lessons. We've made so many mistakes. And that's what we want to bring to this podcast, is through sharing our own experiences and stories. We want to be able to give you inspiration and tangible tips and takeaways and things that you can apply into your own life and hopefully take something from what we're sharing,
well, not
and
only
to be able to inspire your own life.
Yeah, not only just have fun with us, because this is like something that we really want you to do. We want you to, again, it all comes down to the fact that like Kim and I listen to podcasts. We listen to tons of podcasts. And the one time to defend myself out there on the grassy knoll of the workout, like war room that I wanted to create, like we literally we listen to podcasts and we realized that the most time that I've been inspired was through podcasts.
Yes.
And like
100%.
Listening to podcasts every morning and having something to go to work in, that was the biggest catalyst change of my life.
Yes.
Right? The minute I started listening to podcasts, things that helped me grow, helped me feel inspired, helped me become a better person and learn new ways of doing things through other people's stories.
Yep.
Was what helped me grow. So I really wanted to bring that forward as well because I love it so much and I feel that you and I have some really freaking cool things to bring forward.
I actually got you into podcasting.
You did.
Remember?
You used to put...
So, quick story. Gabby Bernstein, who's one of our teachers, mentors, author, we just really like her a lot. She had a podcast at the time.
Was it a podcast?
Yeah, it was.
I think it was just training.
No. Yeah. It was. It was like it was on iTunes, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't technically a podcast back then. But she was just really inspiring, and I was like learning so much from her, and I was like really trying to work on myself and all of these things. And so I would go into Aaron's phone and like download these talks that she would do and put them on his phone and hope that maybe he would see them and then start listening to them. But then you ended up doing it and it was amazing, right?
Right.
So
it's led to so many.
It's led to so many things, and now podcasts are our jam. Like Aaron said, that's where we learn, we grow, we feel inspired ourselves, and so that's what we wanted. That's why we wanted to create it, to have this platform to share our own inspiration.
Yeah. And so, I mean, we can, I guess, go ahead.
Basically, what we're going to be talking about is we'll be doing some Q&As. We get so many questions all the time.
Healthcare traveling Q&As.
And just traveling in general. Just like in general, like Q&As, like people ask us all kinds of crazy questions. So like any kind of question. So we'll be doing some like Ask Erran and Kim or Ask Kim and Erran G. Oh, I like that. Ask Kim and Erran G. So we'll do Q&As. We'll be talking about, obviously, healthcare traveling because that's a part of our life. But not like the logistics of healthcare traveling.
Right.
But like just...
I'm sure it'll come out in little ways.
Yeah. Traveling in general. Our relationship is like a big... We've been married for 10 years now. Or no, 9 years. 9 years.
We're going on 9.
9 years. We've been together for 12. That's crazy.
I know.
So like relationship stuff, money stuff, debt stuff.
Well, that's another big one. I mean, you have to think like Kim and I started our lives in the hole,
broke
in
AF.
debt, broke, and wanted so much more, to now having financial freedom and the ups and downs of that as a relationship and what that has caused. Because when you come not from not having any money and not ever having any money, really, I mean, none of our families were well off.
No.
To being broke in our marriage, to then selling everything, starting over, and then basically building our lives to financial freedom.
Yeah.
Is pretty interesting.
That's a really great picture. Yeah.
But it's come full circle. Yeah. And that also comes with relationship stuff of how we manage money, how we've built money in our savings and then lost it all. Yeah. Twice.
Probably more than that over the 10 years. Even when we were working full time, I feel like we've done that a couple times. So yeah, we're just going to talk about like the real stuff, like the real stuff, our real lives. And it's going to be just value-packed, fun, inspiring. I think, you know, our students and people that are a part of our trainings in our world say that, you know, we not only are educating and adding value, but we are fun and entertaining. And that, I think, is a gift that we want to share. And so we're going to bring that to the podcast, where we hope that you're laughing and you're having a good time with us and listening to our crazy stories, but you're also learning and taking some things away for yourself.
Absolutely.
And I just want to say this before I forget, because you were telling about how we went from like basically like rags to riches. Yeah. The next episode, so if you want to skip to the next episode or finish this, but then go to the next episode. Don't just get off right now. Hold on. We're going to tell the first part of how we got into traveling and that whole story of why we actually sold the home and like jumped in our cars.
That's our whole backstory.
The whole backstory. And that's a really juicy one. It's really fun. And we'll talk about our first contract in Atlanta, where we literally blew all of our money on dicks.
Will it get into that? We didn't blow it on dicks. I mean, why would you?
You did.
Oh yeah, Dick's Sporting Goods, people.
Dicks and
beer
wings and football.
Yeah.
So we just went totally buck crazy. So, anyways, we're gonna talk about that on the next episode. So definitely stay tuned. Check that out. It's available now.
Yeah, but I mean, again, like,
that's all we wanted to say.
It is. I mean, but we've also become entrepreneurs since we've been on the road.
Oh my God. Yeah, people who we are huge. Like, our hashtag is Freedom and Scrubs, right?
Well, the name of the podcast is Freedom and Scrubs.
The name of the podcast is Freedom and Scrubs, and it's really about creating a life on your terms, creating a life that feels good, that it doesn't have to be traveling the world or living in a van or whatever, but it's about not settling in your life, not staying stuck, because we feel like we went from being stuck and feeling settled to making very clear decisions and choices that have aligned with the life that we truly want to live now. And to us, that is total freedom. And so that's kind of what we want to share about, is like creating a life of freedom, creating a life of passion, creating a life that you love, not staying stuck in something that isn't serving you, like really breaking out of
your comfort zone.
Yeah, exactly. Breaking out of your comfort zone and living life that feels freaking amazing.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to be talking about.
What does freedom mean to you?
Freedom in Scrubs. Right. And it's going to be great.
Yeah. So weekly podcasts, we're going to hit it weekly. So we're excited. We're excited to have you.
And if you're listening to this, please, this is obviously a brand new podcast, so please leave us a review, subscribe. Like Erran said, we'll be dropping weekly podcasts.
Actually listen to a couple more episodes before you leave us a review.
No, just go leave a 5-star review and say we're amazing, and you can trust that it will be.
Yeah,
okay?
We'll pay it forward, trust me.
Yeah, we're going to add so much
value.
We're
worth your investment of your 5-star review.
If you leave one, like, you're dead to us, okay?
A 1-star?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Oh, I thought you meant if you left one review, you're dead to us.
If you leave 1 star, you're out, but leave 5.
Okay.
We'll deliver.
That's coercing.
You gotta do what you gotta do. We're trying to do it.
Yeah, we are.
We're trying to be.
But anyway, okay. She's done lost it.
All right.
Anyway,
that's
guys.
it.
Yes, right? we are out, so we will see you on the next episode.
Go listen to the next episode. It's already available.
Yeah.